So it's the Dare Conf after party, the Digital People Skills event, and we have a great opportunity to speak with one of the speakers from today's event. So if you'd like to introduce yourself and tell us where you work and what you do, please.
Sure. I'm Meri. I'm a director of a small consultancy called ChromeRose, and I'm actually about to become CTO of a startup that will be announced fairly soon. And I've done many things. I used to be a developer and an architect, but these days I lead big technical or digital teams.
Right. And you spoke today about motivating digital teams, and my first question is about leading digital teams. What are the essential skills in being a leader of a digital team?
I think there's not one set of skills. That it's about knowing your team and figuring out what they need. And so sometimes that's direction, sometimes that's helping them to understand what the kind of overall purpose is of what you're doing. But it's usually not micromanaging. So it's usually not telling them exactly what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. Because if you hire the people who need that kind of direction, you're probably doing that wrong. That's probably your fundamental problem, rather than giving them that day-to-day direction. So I think that the key skill of somebody who leads teams really well is creating a space for those people to be brilliant. And there's lots of different ways to do that, but if that's what you aim to do, then you tend to get better results out of those folks than if you aim to micromanage them.
And there's a lot of talk today about conflict and collaboration. In fostering collaboration in a team, what insights would you give about encouraging collaboration in a team?
I suppose the main thing is just to help people try and figure out the best way forward themselves, rather than it being about somebody winning an argument. And there's some managers and leaders who kind of inadvertently reward that kind of only one person can win mentality, and so realizing that and starting to reward people working together rather than not. So I spent a lot of my career at Procter & Gamble, and there's a famous quote from the kind of global head of HR who said, we hire the most competitive people that we can find, and then we only reward them for working together. And that's quite an aspirational thing, but it was actually pretty true of that organisation. Part of why they produce so many senior leaders for other organisations, as well as for their own. They kind of grow their own talent really well, because I think if you reward people working together more than you reward somebody coming out on top, kind of climbing over the bodies of their dead colleagues, then you get that behaviour, because most people don't come to work wanting to be adversarial. They come to work wanting to get stuff done, and so rewarding people for getting stuff done with others is probably the main thing to do, and make everything work towards that.
And on the subject of rewarding people, what do you find motivates digital, tech people the best?
So there's a brilliant book called Drive, which kind of sums it up as autonomy, mastery, and purpose. And so if you give people something to work on that they believe in, or they can feel related to the purpose of, you give them enough space to decide how they want to work, and ideally what they want to do as well. So if the thing to achieve is defined, but maybe the way to achieve it is up for grabs, and help them do good work in a way that they believe is showing their mastery. So I think if you put people under so much time pressure that they feel like they have to do poorer quality work to get it done faster, that in the long term leads to demotivation. So those kind of three things of autonomy, mastery, and purpose tend to all come together really quite wonderfully. So if you can give people work they care about, that they get a choice in how and what they do, and feel that they're doing it at a high quality, then they tend to be really pretty happy.
Brilliant. And for people who are looking to work in digital, maybe change jobs in digital, you said you had an interesting story for us.
So the best bit of career advice I ever got was figure out what you can't not do. So figure out the things that even when they're not your job, you end up doing them. And so for me, that reflection on quite a lot of years working in tech, I can't. The thing I always end up doing, even if it's not my job, is kind of helping and coaching and developing people. And the other thing is kind of organising things. And so if you put me in a role where I don't get to do either of those things, I'll do them anyway. And that helped me to realise that that probably needed to be one of the questions I asked myself about any new role I was going to take, was, does it contain the things that I can't stop myself from doing, which, whether I enjoy them or not, or I just need to do them, seems to be a fundamental thing. So figure out what you can't not do and build from there in terms of what role you might be interested and want to do.
Brilliant. And I enjoyed the Twitter banter with you today. Where can people find you on Twitter or read some of your work?
So geek_manager is my Twitter handle, and I blog at blog.geekmanager.co.uk.
Brilliant. So, thanks so much for your time.
Thanks a lot.
Source LF are London's leading creative communications and media recruitment agency. Be sure to like our video and subscribe to this channel. Take the moment to watch another of our videos on screen now.